Hi, I'm Michelle Esquivel, real estate expert broker associate with HomeSmart Evergreen Realty in Monrovia. I specialize in helping first-time homebuyers and first-time home sellers save time, money, and avoid stress. I serve the beautiful community of Southern California, and I specialize in residential real estate. Things that I see from my viewpoint is that this industry, amongst other industries I know, and if we're talking specifically about real estate, from my viewpoint, I do see it saturated with realtors with overinflated egos and just not in the business for the right reasons because they see people as paychecks. This right here is why realtors get a bad rap. And at the same time, I do see that there are amazing realtors, many of them my friends, that are also in the industry as well. This right here is a camp that I am in. I'm deeply passionate about guiding clients from the beginning all the way to the end to where they're selling their property or they're getting the keys to the new property. My main focus is surrounding saving you time, money, and avoiding stress. Let's talk about some examples of how I can help you save money, save time, and avoid stress. Number one, let's talk about time. I have systems and processes in place. This is super important. Staying organized, especially when you're a project manager and you are working with multiple clients, that is the key factor along with having a team because we know that we all can't do it alone, right? We have to have a team of people that are there with us to support us and to help us. So having systems, organization, processes, and your team in place really helps save on time. You know, I've been in the business for over a decade, and coupled with my experience and education is something that is huge for me. I'm consistently and constantly evolving and growing within my business and personally as well too. So there's so much wisdom to share here with you. Next, let's talk about saving money. Being a single mom, I understand the importance of money management, and that translates into my business for my clients as well too. Let me share a moment, and there's many moments like this, but let me share a moment that really made me so proud and so happy for my clients. Okay, so they were purchasing the home for the very first time, they're first-time home buyers, and you know, they were looking for a while. And in the specific area that they were looking in at that time, there was multiple offers on every house because that market was saturated with buyers and there wasn't enough inventory for that demand. The way that I craft my offers for buyers is very specific. I use specific wording and specific clauses, and I tailor each offer to the client's needs. But talking specifically about money, they were willing and ready to just say, you know what? We love this house. Honestly, this is our house. Let's go ahead and let's bid $22,000. And I said, okay, I will absolutely do that for you. But before we go that route, let me negotiate this for you. Let me see what I could do initially. And then worst case scenario, you guys can go ahead and do that. But first, let me see what I can do to negotiate this for you on your behalf. Let's go ahead and write it up in a way where you can be the highest bidder, where you don't bid more than you have to. Maybe it's like whatever the amount is, $1,000, $2,000, whatever the amount that you set. To make the offer sweeter. So they were the highest bidder and they only had to bid $1,000 over the highest bidder. And that saved them $21,000 because they were going to spend that. So things like that, that's where I can come in and help because I know how to craft the offer to help you save as much money as possible. How can I help a seller save money? So many different ways, but here's one instance, and this is a big one because we're talking the big dollars, right? So let me showcase some of the examples for the big dollars. Okay, so for a seller, what I like to do is I like to have a strategic marketing plan. In this specific neighborhood, homes were not selling for $1 million. I was able to sell it for $1 million, highest price within the neighborhood. So shortly after that, there was a few other homes that listed. And there was about 50 people that came through the open house. That was one scenario. This was a very popular neighborhood. So our marketing strategy for this specific neighborhood was to make sure that we price it appropriately, and that 100% worked because we received about 25 offers on that house. So every neighborhood, every home is going to have its unique characteristics and qualities. So the marketing plan in general is going to be a little bit different for everyone. We tweak it and specialize it uniquely for the home and the market. Okay, now let's talk about avoid stress. This is a huge one. Stress is, nobody likes stress, right? We have our lives and we have everything that's going on. And I'll be honest with you, like real estate, whether you're buying or you're selling, this should be a fun, exciting, enjoyable process, right? Because it's a new chapter. It's a new beginning. Letting go and opening a new chapter, that comes with its own stress and anxieties and worries and things like that. So I really, really make it a priority to have this process be as smooth as possible for you. And the very first thing that helps is mindset, is getting in the right mindset to start this process. Check out my YouTube channel. I have a meditation for home buyers and I have a meditation for home sellers. That's really going to help you get into the mindset of gratitude and abundance and to really manifest exactly what it is that your needs are and what you're looking to accomplish with your real estate goals. And secondly, knowing what's going to happen, having a bird's eye view of everything, having your consultation, and having a list of resources so that you feel well informed and confident. You have clarity about what this whole process looks like, what the potential timelines are, what your budget is, what you're going to be spending. You get all of that out of the way, and then you can have fun with the process. Again, I have 10 years experience with this, and I've created a lot of free resources. Check out the links in the description. I'll have a lot of good information for you. Also, I want to give you a heads up. I have implemented a standard business practice where I do not do dual agency. Now, dual agency is a great business opportunity for an entrepreneur, for a real estate professional, because they get to represent both sides and there's great income potential for those projects. The only thing is when you do a dual agency, you go into more of a neutral state. Also, I do feel like it's a conflict of interest. And because I make serving my community and take my fiduciary duty to my community very seriously, and that's just something that I choose not to do because we're a fiduciary. Realtors, if you hire a buyer's agent, they're your fiduciary. That means that they're loyal to you, they're honest with you, they're transparent with you, they have your best interests at heart. And I really take that to heart. I really take that seriously, which is why I'm like, okay, I can't play both sides, So for me, that's a personal business decision. So know that if you do choose to work with me, I will only be representing you. I have tons of reviews, testimonials from clients, and I don't want to make this video too long. So I'm going to put a snapshot of those testimonials here. Feel free to pause the video, check them out. Also, I'm going to be putting a link so that you can look at all of the other testimonials as well too. And by the way, I'm not sure if you know this or if anyone has told you this, but you do not need a realtor to buy a home and to sell a home. You don't have to have one. You can purchase a home without one. The $1 million question is, would you want to do that? There's so many things that we DIY, and I love to DIY. Again, you learned a fun fact about me. I'm a single parent. So that is something, it's projects that I like to do around the house to save money, right? To save on money. So, what do? Like we could put our own flooring down. We could paint the house ourselves. We could change our own oil in the car, things like that. Some people that have purchased a home before or have sold a home before, maybe even a few times think, oh, okay, you know what? I went through this process a few times. I really have learned so much. I feel like the next time I'm going to do it, I'm not going to use a realtor. Depending on the realtor that you worked with, if you had a great experience and it was really smooth, It's because there's a skill behind that. Like when somebody makes something look super easy, it's just like repetitive. So they've done it so many times and they've had so much education and they learned so much to get to the point where it looks really easy. So I would just throw caution to that. It's kind of like if you were to rebuild your car engine by yourself and wanting to take on that project and maybe watch a couple YouTube videos or a lot of YouTube videos to kind of walk you step by step without any knowledge or without the use of a mechanic to call and say, hey, kind of guide me through this. That would be a big undertaking. I think for me, especially if I were to think about that, like, okay, in the beginning, like pumped up, let's do this. And then getting frustrated because, something goes wrong. I don't know, that would cause stress, take away my time, and probably cost me money in the learning curve and trial and error and making mistakes and things like that. I'd probably lose money by selling it at a heavily discounted price just to get it out of the driveway. If you're in the process of exploring your options for either buying or selling residential real estate, I'd like to invite you to check out my website. I have monthly community specials. There's a free home search on my website. You can get a free valuation check to see what your home is worth. I do monthly market update videos, blogs. You can request to see my credentials. I have so many resources there for you. Also, connect with me on social media. I'm mostly on TikTok and Instagram. My handle is Michelle Kelly Realtor 1111. I'm here to open the door to new opportunities and a future that you will cherish. And thank you for considering me as your partner in real estate.